On the surface, Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal is a TV series that is so raw in its presentation that viewers can get lost in the brutality of the world he has created. The savage land that caveman, spear, LaPlante, and Tyrannosaurus Rex, Fang inhabit is much different from anything audiences have seen before. The immense feeling of danger and dread that engulfs the show is very different from the jump scare scenes we have seen in the Jurassic Park movies or anything else in the land before time genre. The first season of Primal introduced our two protagonists, but also to the very dangerous world that they live in. The first episode encompasses what the show is all about: tragedy, survival, and the love that can spring from harrowing events. When you take a first look at Primal, its simplicity hides its true meaning. Airing on Adult Swim, the animated program does not feature any real dialogue, and the violence that permeates throughout each episode may make it appear to be a very genre show with a niche audience. And while, to a certain degree that may be true, the series is constantly evolving, much like the prehistoric characters found in it. Collider video of the day: some viewers may get lost in the sheer brutality of Primal, and there is no doubt that that show can be unrelenting in how it depicts prehistoric life. The struggle to survive is one of the core themes of the series, and it does not shy away from just how difficult that can be. Every background dinosaur or mammal is in a race for their next meal or to ensure that they are not someone else's. Spear and Fang are not excluded from this daily terror. In fact, the show has dedicated episodes around their basic need to survive. However, as the series has progressed to its second season, the need to survive has been overtaken by the importance of the connection between the two protagonists. The friendship between a caveman and Tyrannosaurus Rex has become one of true love. Forged together through tragedy, Spear and Fang's relationship has changed from one of convenience and necessity to something much deeper, a bond that new worlds, new characters, and new situations can't separate. Though the two have been through a cavalcade of adventures, including fighting off ape-men in a gladiator-style arena, battling giant bat-like creatures, and hunting woolly mammoths in the freezing cold, the second episode of Season 2 introduced their biggest challenge to date, being separated from one another. Episode 2, Shadow of Fate, finds Spear and Fang separated from one another on an island that they are both unfamiliar with. Spear is eventually befriended by a group of Northmen, while Fang forms a bond with another dinosaur. As the episode progresses, it becomes clear that both have found something they've been looking for since the first episode. For Spear, the tribe that nurses him back to health and gives him food and drink provides him with the human contact and sense of belonging he has missed since his own family was attacked. Fang, on the other hand, begins the episode on a frantic search for Spear but ends up finding a sense of romantic love with a fierce dinosaur. When it is focused on the two dinosaurs, the episode uses many romantic movie tropes to demonstrate how these two creatures could find each other, form a bond over hunting together, and eventually develop feelings for each other. Spear and Fang are on the same island together but have perhaps never been farther apart. When the episode reaches its bloody conclusion, the two friends are caught in a wicked game, bouncing off each other in order to protect the other from the new characters. Fang's partner has gone on a blood-crazed feeding frenzy with Spear caught in the middle of the storm. The tribe that saved Spear become the victims of the dinosaurs' rampage and are hell-bent on revenge, looking at Fang and her new mate merely as ferocious foes in the way of their survival as opposed to living creatures who have found each other. Spear and Fang take turns saving each other, but ultimately Spear's animalistic side leads to the death of Fang's new love. The two walk away from the village and the dead bodies with their heads down in sorrow, Spear understanding that he placed his own needs ahead of Fang's, while the dinosaur has to mourn the death of another loved one. The key to understanding what Tartakovsky is doing with the characters comes in that final scene where the overwhelming feelings of despair don't overtake the special bond Spear and Fang have developed. There are no words said, no sharp looks, but the two have essentially come to the resignation that they cannot live without each other. The world they live in has taken so much for them, and the one thing that they cannot lose is each other. Primal is a television show that is known for its brutality, but after Shadow of Fate the series has shifted to the lengths Spear and Fang will go to protect the love they have for one another.